So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I'm gonna guide you through your first sister of Parvos. I'm gonna show you how it works, what you need to do, and all that good stuff. So first things first, this is a very endgame style system, so you're gonna have to make your way through a big chunk of the game before you can even do it. You're gonna have to interact with various different systems, and you're also gonna need some good gear because the sisters are pretty beefy and they do a good amount of damage as well. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is to play high-level Corpus missions to spawn the highest tier of Corpus Treasurer. These are really beefy and they will generally just try and run away and are just annoying to fight. The reason you need the highest tier of Treasurer is because they drop the highest tier of Granum Crown, the Zenith Granum Crown. And you need the Zenith Granum Crown to spawn the sister of Parvos. So go into the high level mission, fight the Treasurer, get some good guns so you can actually take him down before he runs away, because if you don't kill him in time, he will run away and pick up your Zenith Granum Crown. Next, you're gonna have to head over to a mission with the Corpus ship tile set, so something like V Prime. Once there, you need to find the Golden Hand and offer a Zenith Granum Crown to play the Nightmare version of Granum Void. Now, you need to get at least 25 kills in there to get the rank 1 rewards. If you don't get at least 25 kills, it's not gonna work. Once you do that and you return back into the mission, you will see a short exchange between Vala Glarios and Parvos Granum, which basically means that a candidate for a sister has spawned and is now marked on your heads-up display with a red icon. Now, if you have a Kuva Lich active at this time, it's not going to work because you can only have one of them. You can either have a Lich or a sister. Now, once you down the candidate, it will display the weapon the sister would have if you were to kill the candidate over its head, and if you hold down the activate button, whatever it is, you're going to do a mercy kill on the candidate, which will then transform it into a sister of Parvos. Now, if you don't like the weapon that the candidate has displayed over its head, you can simply leave and try it again. However, unlike with the larvalings, you will need another Zenith Granum Crown to get another candidate. Now, the sisters use Tenet weapons, which are kind of like the Corpus equivalent of Kuva weapons. There are some new Tenet weapons, but also old Corpus weapons that have been upgraded with the Tenet prefix. And you will get the weapon the sister wields at the end if you decide to vanquish her. And that's where the Progenitor Warframe comes in, because the bonus element on the Tenet weapon is going to be based on the Warframe you stab the candidate with. And you can either get impact, heat, cold, electricity, toxin, magnetic, or radiation as a bonus element depending on the Warframe you stab it with. So if, for example, you want a heat bonus, you need to do it with Chroma, Ember, Inarus, Neja, Protea, Valban, or Wisp. Okay? And this also affects the type of ephemera that the sister could potentially have, though I have no idea if it has any effects on the hounds yet. And that's pretty much it. You now have a sister of Parvos and she will greet you once you return to your ship. Now, the way the sisters work is very similar to Kuva Liches. They will occupy a planet. In this case, at rank 1, sisters will always default to Venus, which will allow you to play a higher level version of the base missions, which allows you to fight back against the sister. She will also steal some stuff or tax you at the end of each mission that you play on Venus until you shoo her away. So you of course need to fight back, and you do that by simply clicking on the node that's covered in Blueberry Jam and selecting the controlled territory version, which is much higher level. Now, the sisters, just like Liches, have weaknesses and resistances, and at higher levels this might actually be worth exploiting because they can get pretty chunky. Now, the sisters won't fight you directly, not always. They will instead send their hound with a different configuration to see what's most effective against you. So what you need to do in these sister missions is defeat the poor robot doggo and then stab it like an absolute monster. You will encounter these poor things about 2 or 3 times per mission usually, and once you stab one, you get a little bit of Requiem progress. What is this Requiem progress, you might ask? Well, let me explain. The way you take the sister down is the same as a Lich. You need to stab her with the correct sequence of Requiem mods on your Parazon. So what you're essentially doing throughout these missions is extracting intel from the hounds, and you're trying to figure out which Requiem mods you need to put on your Parazon to stab the sister with. Now, there are 8 Requiem mods in total. Well, technically 9, but one of them is a wildcard. And they come from special Requiem relics. These are the highest tier of a relic, and there are 4 of them, and each one of them houses 2 different mods as an uncommon drop. You can get these in various different ways. You have a chance to get one from a Kuva Siphon, you are guaranteed one from a Kuva Flood, and you have a chance to get one when you stab a Sister's Hound or a Lich's Thrall. They also require a special Requiem Fissure, which will only spawn on the Kuva Fortress, though luckily there's always at least one of them active. So when you see a good one, like Defense for example, just go in, crack a bunch of relics to get a nice stockpile of mods. Because these Requiem mods have durability, each can be used 3 times and then it's done. So you constantly have to farm more and more if you want to do more Sisters and Liches, because each mod will only last for 3 Sisters or Liches. Now, even though you're not gonna run into too many Hounds, you puppy stabbing demon, the Requiem progress goes by pretty fast. Every time you stab one of the Hounds, it ticks up quite a bit. And once you stab enough Robo Good Boys, it will reveal one of the Requiems. However, it will not tell you where you need to put it. It just shows you which one it is. You need to figure out in which position it needs to be on your own. And this is where the Sisters come in. Literally, because once you stab enough puppies, she will get mad, and rightfully so, and actually come into the mission to fight you. This is how you test your Requiem mod, because once you take her down and she kneels down, you can run up to her, press the use button, and test the first Requiem mod on your Parazon. Now, if it's not the right one, you will know right away, because she will kind of kick your ass, leave, and rank up. If it is the right one though, she will stay and you can continue to fight her to test the second one and finally the third one. This is why I think it's important to farm up a nice stockpile of Requiem mods to begin with, so that you have at least something on your Parazon, so that when the Sister shows up, you have something to test. Because who knows, maybe you'll guess the first or even the second one, or maybe even all 3. I did actually have a Lich where I just guessed all 3 Requiems on my first try and I was done. That was it. So I would always recommend that you have at least some mods and you're shuffling them around as you're stabbing the Sister, because there is no cost to this. It only costs durability to do the final sequence. The durability does not go down when you're just testing it. It will only drain the durability with the final sequence, which looks like this. Also, stabbing a Sister gives you more Requiem Murmur progress than stabbing a Hound, so on top of figuring out whether or not a Requiem is correct, you're also progressing your Requiem Murmurs. Now, as I've said earlier, when you first get the Sister, she'll be rank 1 and she'll be occupying missions on Venus, but once you stab her, not only will she rank up, she'll also move over to Phobos. Once you fight her on Phobos and you stab her again, if you don't kill her, she will rank up again to rank 3 and she'll move over to Jupiter, at which point the Sister becomes pretty beefy and starts doing good damage, so make sure you have the right weapons and you're modding accordingly to her weaknesses. And if you stab her there, she will rank up to rank 4 and move over to Neptune. And if you still haven't figured everything out and you stab her again, she will go to her final rank, rank 5, and she will move over to Pluto. And at this point, the Sister is as strong as she will get, and she is going to hurt, so be careful. Now, by the time she gets to Pluto, you should know all 3 of the Requiem mods, or at least be very close to unveiling the 3rd Requiem mods, because throughout the entire thing, as you're doing missions, you'll be stabbing Hounds, getting Requiem Murmurs, and every time you stab the Sister, you get a bigger chunk of the Requiem Murmur progress. So once you figure it all out, you know which Requiem mods you need to use, and in which order you need to use them, it is time to do the final Requiem sequence. But this is not the end, because once you do the final Requiem sequence, the Sister will retreat to a Railjack Proxima. So it's time to do a little bit of Railjack, more specifically a unique assassination mission for the Sister of Parvos. Now this does have some side objectives, like you do need to take down some cruise ships as well as some security nodes, and you need to fight some guardians of the Sister, but outside of that it's just a straight up boss fight with the Sister, at the end of which, if you manage to down her, you can choose to either vanquish her or convert her. If you convert her, she will join you just like a Lich would if you convert it, but if you vanquish her, you get her weapon and her Hound, and you get them via mail from Ordis, and you also need to pick them up from the Foundry. And that's it, you're done. You've defeated your first Sister of Parvos. You can now do another Sister of Parvos or a Kuva Lich. Remember, you can only have one of them active at any given time. Now, a few more things. When you do the final sequence, there is a 25% chance you get an Ul Requiem mod that basically works like all the Requiem mods combined, so it's kind of like a wild card. And when you actually kill her, whether you vanquish her or convert her, you can get a Requiem Ultimatum, which is an item that can be used in a mission to taunt a sister or a lich into the mission to fight you. And you can get these from both the sisters and the liches. And that is it for the video. My goodness, this was a long one, but I really tried to explain everything so that it's as understandable as possible. So as always guys, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video and it was helpful. I wish you good luck with your Sisters of Parvos, and I will see you some other time. Bye bye.